Now, from war-torn to stopping more war, a huge congrats to all of those who worked tirelessly in support of the Iran deal, especially you, little man, and tipped the scale so that now there are enough votes in the Senate to secure the deal. However, story ain't over until it's over, and peace in the Middle East is not exactly around the corner. As I mentioned last week, Congress's first day back was yesterday, September 8th, and while Code Pink had originally planned an event calling for support of the Iran deal, with enough senators checked off their list, they shifted their energies to Dick Cheney. A little late, isn't it? Well, you'd think so. But there's nothing like two-term-old war criminal to liven up a Tuesday morning. Yep, Cheney is still getting top billing from the likes of American Enterprise Institute. It's an organization that bills itself as committed to expanding liberty, increasing individual opportunity, and strengthening free enterprise. Fuck me. That sounds like Ayn Rand and the Koch brothers' wet dream love child. So, it would make sense that a fuckstick organization like this one would invite a sociopathic war criminal to talk to them about national security. And not one to miss a Tuesday morning party, Code Pink decided to join in. They're also joining in today at a Ted Cruz/Donald Trump rally at 1 p.m., and tomorrow they'll be holding an all-day vigil outside the Longworth House building in support of the deal. Again, it's not over yet, and we still need continued pressure put on our members of Congress. You can plug into this peacekeeping work via codepink.org and get some insight into more of what they do from the director herself, Alli McCracken. At the Peace Picnic last week, I was able to steal Alli away from the festivities for a few minutes to talk about Code Pink, peace deals, and creative activism. Take a look. So you have a lot of projects and a lot of different creative endeavors going on, and you definitely are a creative activist. So talk a little bit about the different projects that you have going on.
Sure. Well, at Code Pink, we like to be creative about our actions, not only to get our point across, but to get people to join us. So we like to do serious stuff all the time. We lobby, we go to meetings, but those are things that are really boring, that doesn't attract a lot of people, and there are plenty of organizations doing that work already. So we do lots of fun stuff. Today we've got a picnic for peace. There's a few hundred people there I'm really excited about. We've done hula hooping for peace, swing dancing for peace, but we also do some more like unconventional lobbying where we do sit-ins, sing-alongs in congressional offices, things that are bright and bold and in your face. We've dressed up like constitutionalists, like, you know, colonial characters. We've dressed up like congressional cleaning crews in maid outfits. And you'd be surprised at how many people will laugh and join us and come and talk to us. You know, it's very, well, I should say, one of our mottos is charm and disarm. So it's this idea of like winning people over in a very disarming way, but talking about a very serious issue at the same time.
And that's a good segue, too, because I am curious what people like you that are creative activists and obviously do this shit every day and are always looking for more interesting, engaging ways, but also intense ways of making change. What do you say to people that are just like, well, I'm not really political, or I wouldn't be good at that, or I don't really care about all that stuff?
That's like the eternal quest to get people to care. You know, that's why we do lots of different kinds of things. Like, for example, at this peace picnic, I have about 10 friends who are here who have never done anything political in their lives. And I couldn't get them to come to a protest. I probably couldn't get them to come to a hearing or a meeting, even if it was super interesting. But I said, hey, why don't you come to a picnic for peace with me? And they said, okay, yeah, I can get on board with that. So it's really about couching things in a way that meets people where they're at and not where you want them to be at, and then kind of pulling them over and making it really fun and not scary. And you know, and not all protesting means equals arrests. And a lot of people have that misconception that if you get out there, you're an angry rabble-rouser and you're just going to get hauled away in handcuffs, and that's not always the case.
So speaking of that, what was your own journey? Were you creative first and then you found activism, or how did you get to where you are now?
Well, I graduated from college and spent 6 months in Palestine, which really politically radicalized me, taught me a lot about the way the United States is viewed in other parts of the world, especially the Middle East. I came back, got an internship with Code Pink, and then became super political. So that came first, and Code Pink taught me a lot about street theater, creative activism, the sort of stuff we've been talking about. But a couple years ago, I actually moved into an artist collective, and I've been living with these really creative people. Not all of them are political, but they give me lots of different elements, ideas. I live with photographers and painters and actors and hippies, you know, and really cool people who don't necessarily know a lot about the issues, but have different ways of looking at things. And that's been really cool, and I appreciate that.
So part of your job as director is to come up with these, you know, like hula hooping for peace and things like that. So where do you get your inspiration for these actions from?
You know, we just like sit around and just like start spitballing ideas. Usually we try to bring a few people in because, you know, more minds equals more ideas. And I'll give you an example. Ted Cruz and Donald Trump are having this rally on Thursday to counter the Iran deal, right? So we sat down, we're like, what can we do that is going to be like hysterical and call them out on it? And we haven't come up with an idea, but we're like, all right, we could be doctors giving a prescription for peace, or we could be like, you know, the peace constitutionalists again, or peace poets, and we're trying to come up with costumes that would be funny, but we also don't want to be too funny. We were like, oh, we could be cooks serving peace, and I don't know what we're gonna do yet. We're probably gonna like put up balloons above everyone's head or something like that. But we just sit around and we come up with these ideas. And I think what's really important for other people to know is if you take the craziest, most unrealistic idea you can come up with and just play with that, that's usually when you come up with your best, most radical, fun, shocking, edgy, but cool and fun. I said fun twice because it's really fun. Yeah, it's double the fun. But yeah, I mean, if someone says something and you're like, whoa, that was way too much, just don't say no. Don't say no.
Just roll with it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we do.
Talk a little about what you're going to be doing specifically for the Iran deal in that span.
That is an excellent question. So when Congress gets back from August recess, they have between, like you said, the 8th and the 17th to vote on whether or not they disapprove of the deal. So we want them to not disapprove the deal. AIPAC, you know, the Israel lobby, has a fly-in day on September 8th where they've got hundreds, if not 1,000 people coming in to lobby on Capitol Hill. So we've been putting out the call for people to join us in D.C. We've got a housing board set up. Email me. And so we want people to come and show that there is public support for the deal. We're going to kick off a week of actions with an event, a protest outside of an event Dick Cheney's speaking at. It's totally like mind-boggling to me and my colleagues at Code Pink that Dick Cheney, the guy who led us into this failed war in Iraq, I don't even need to explain it to you, is actually giving political advice on Iran. You know, of course, he is against the deal, and so he is being... I can't even believe he's being consulted and is considered a legitimate source. It's ridiculous. So anyways, we are like so excited to protest him. We'll be out there at 8:30 in the morning on the 8th. And then from there, we're going to have a press conference at the Capitol. There's a woman named Sarah Shord who is a hostage in an Iranian prison. She's an American journalist. She was one of the hikers who was kept hostage in Iran for over 400 days. She actually supports this deal and has been very vocal. So we're going to be having a big press conference with her outside of the Capitol building. And then we're going to be doing some extreme lobbying, Code Pink style. And then we'll just be in Congress every single day. We're probably going to set up this encampment outside. We're not sure. It depends because we've been getting some good news about the deal actually maybe getting passed quickly, but maybe not. It's like still on the fence. We don't know, but we're not going to take any chances. And so we're probably going to set up this camp. Everyone is encouraged to join us. We'll be there. We'll have lobby trainings. We'll have civil disobedience trainings, media trainings, and then we'll have folks doing all those things. And we'll have the press come and, you know, join us and interview people who care about peace and want to see this deal go through.
That's so awesome. I want to do that.
Yeah,
I know. And if that sounds fun to you as well, go to codepink.org. And what is your email address?
It's Alli, A-L-L-I, @codepink.org.
Okay, well, that's easy enough. Is there anything else that you want people to know about right now?
Well, right now, you know, this deal may or may not go through. We need all hands on deck, like absolutely all hands on deck. The Obama administration has said, if this deal does not go through, the alternative is war. The United States is, we were on a conference call with a guy from the Obama administration who said that if this deal does not go through, we will have to resort to regime subjugation and change. So this is the real deal, folks. We really need people out for this. We stopped a war with Syria. We can stop a war with Iran, and we're counting on all of you.
Well, that's the best fucking ending plug I've ever heard. So thank you so much for joining us outside the White House, outside the picnic. And yeah, that's that. And while Code Pink can breathe a slight sigh of relief, the fight for peace continues. Be sure to stay up to date on our Facebook page for more information and coverage of their work. Also, of course, follow Code Pink on Facebook and Twitter.